Something is happening at your house right now, and I will not let you walk past it. Stay with my voice. Do not treat this like every other quiet hour that has come and gone. I am speaking about the place where you live, the walls that hold you, the door you close behind you at the end of a long day. The room where you have prayed so softly that no one else could have heard it. My attention rests on that place tonight, and not because of stone or wood or the roof over it, because of the life inside it, because of you. Hear me clearly. What you have been waiting for is not still traveling toward you. It has already come. It is standing near, nearer than the sound of your own breathing, and the only question left is whether you will know it when it speaks. I am telling you this plainly because I do not want you to miss it. You were hoping for something loud, something that would show up with a lot of noise and force, and leave you with no room for doubt. I have not chosen to move in your life that way. You have stopped watching that door, and I'm coming through a small opening. It was such an ordinary moment that you would have let it go by without giving it a second thought. That's why I have your attention now, my beloved. These days, you've felt a weight in your house that you can't put your finger on. It's also moving in a strange way, like something is waiting just below the surface. You said it was because you were tired. In your mind, you told yourself it was just a trick. It wasn't either. What you felt was the edge of something that you couldn't see moving around you. I don't send you feelings for no reason. Your house is more than just a building. It's where everyone in your life comes together. You can rest there. There is your worry. It's been changed by your prayers. Things that stay in your house stay in your spirit, and things that leave your house leave your days. That's why I'm dealing with it itself. There are things in that space that were never meant to stay there for so long. Please say, Amen, if you think I'm talking to you right now. Allow me to explain what I did while you slept. It's been getting worse for me. I've been pulling apart what is yours and what has just been living with you. You haven't always been able to tell them apart, but there is a difference. What is yours will stay. What is not yours is being asked to leave, and it can't make a fuss. You've been carrying a weight for a long time that you no longer see its shape. Stress that woke you up at strange times. When you thought about what was going to happen, your chest felt tight. Everything I have covered across this channel is now in one place. The prayers, the teachings, the daily blessings, it is all inside the Daily Miracle Manual. Link in the description. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. A voice told you not to show too much hope in case it let you down again. I'm taking each of those things off of you one by one. Sometimes you won't know why you feel lighter in the morning. That's my hand. Don't question it. This season has cost you a lot, I know that. You held on even though everything around you told you to let go. You prayed even when you couldn't say anything else. Even though no one asked you how you were, you told them anyway. To me in silence, I heard everything. It doesn't matter what you said in the dark. The answer is now at your door. Don't let doubt be louder than my voice tonight, my child. There are already ideas in your head that disagree with what you are hearing. They'll say that nothing has changed. They'll remind you of all the times you hoped too much and lost. You may have had those thoughts before, but that doesn't mean they are true. If you think that things have already changed for the better, this message is a good way to let you know. Like this voice so it can keep reaching you at the exact time your heart is open, and type "men" in the comments. So God in heaven knows you heard. There is already a change in your favor. Before you could feel it, it moved. You're not supposed to be here. You didn't just happen to be here at this time. I made sure that these words got to you at the exact time that your heart was ready to receive them, not 1 minute earlier. So careful am I when I work with you. As I went through Egypt, I told the people there to mark their doorposts, not their fields or animals, but their homes. And what went over that night went over homes. Every family that trusted me enough to mark the entrance woke up free the next morning. I have always worked with homes. I've always begun at the door. I'm now at yours, know this. I don't just clear a space. I make room when I take something away. When I take something away from you, it's because I've already decided what will go there. You saw the end of things and thought you were going to lose. You were not down. Something that wouldn't run out was being put into you after you were empty. There were paths that would have taken you in. Some people would have taken more from you than you could give. You begged me to make plans for you. I politely said no, and you said it was quiet. It wasn't quiet. I was between you and a door that you would not have made it through alive. You thought you were being turned down. You were being held. Now you're in a place where you can finally get what was always meant for you, not what you settled for or what you talked yourself into. You can finally get what was written for your life before you learn to lower your standards. Pay close attention, because what I'm about to say needs you to be here. The thing I'm bringing won't make itself known the way you think it will. It could happen in a conversation you almost didn't have, a choice that doesn't seem important enough, or a door that opens so quietly you could walk right by it while you're thinking about something else. Pay close attention to little things. That's where the answer is hidden. I'm not far away from your life. Not from afar, not interested in the details. I'm not watching. I'm with you in the room. Today is a normal day for me, but tonight I'm calling because what's going on at your house is too important for you to sleep through. I'll show you what I've been taking away. Someone or something has been living in your house without paying rent. It quietly came in years ago, during a season you just barely made it through. It moved into your mind and stayed there. Being alone with it changed how you talked about yourself, and because it came at a hard time, you thought it was just a part of who you were. It wasn't. It was a squatter, and I'm getting rid of it. Without it, you will feel it before you can explain it. Soon, you'll wake up in the morning and find that something that has always been on your chest is gone. It will become second nature for you to look for it. It's not going to be found. There's nothing you need to do to find what I took. Leave it alone. I'm also taking care of what it is that has been keeping you from sleeping. You've had a bad night's sleep. You're tired when you lie down and when you wake up. It won't go away no matter how quiet it is. That's not just a sign of weakness in your body. Your peace has been being fed by something, and I'm cutting it off. Peace is not a state of mind. Peace is the ground. Every choice feels heavier than it needs to be when your peace is broken. You question what you already know. You put off doing something that is easy. You keep talking about things that you should have put down an hour ago for days. I'm fixing the ground under you so you can think straight again. It was never meant for you to fight this battle while you're not stable. Also, a line is being drawn around your life right now. The way to things that you used to be able to get to will be blocked. People who used to be able to reach out and touch your peace will find that their words don't hit as hard as they used to. The complete guide, every daily prayer, every spiritual tool, everything I've put together to help you grow your faith is down in the description. It's called the Daily Miracle Manual. Now stay right here with me because as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Not this kind of hardness. This is order. There is no such thing as a home without a door. It's a road. You have a door, and I will show you when to keep it shut. There may be times when you notice that some people are moving on without a fight. Don't go after them. Not every goodbye is a wound. When someone's life starts going in a direction that other people were never meant to go, some of these things happen. Kindly let them go, and leave the space they leave empty until I fill it. There are some things that happen to you over and over again that you've come to expect. It's the same kind of disappointment, but it looks different. The same time of year when there was hope, and then a quiet fall. It began to seem like this was just the way your life was shaped, that some people got smooth roads, and you got a circle. I'm ending the circle. At first, you'll only notice little things. Something that would normally happen again will just not happen. A fight that would normally start will go away without starting a fire. You'll be looking forward to the usual ending, but it won't come. That's not luck. That's roots being cut off at the source, and roots don't grow back after I take them out. Figure out what went wrong for you. You hit some doors so hard that your hands hurt. There were chances you were sure were yours that went to someone else instead. You were hurt by that. You were wondering what was wrong with you that I wasn't telling you. There was nothing wrong with you. Those doors led somewhere I wouldn't send you. It was told to Rahab to tie a red cord in her window when she hid my messengers. The city as a whole fell. Her house was still there. It was marked, not because the walls were stronger. And what I mark doesn't get lost with everything else. There is a mark on your house that you can't see. Times have come and gone that brought down other things around you, but you are still standing. There was more to that than endurance. That was a cover. I've been there for you longer than you think. I'm also getting rid of something else that is harder because it's inside you and not around you. It's the idea that you have to work for what I offer. You've put in a lot of hard work to show that you deserve peace. You've kept track of all the times you've failed and used that against yourself whenever something good came along. Lay down the ledger. My child, I'm not reading from it. Your worth was never a way for you to repay my kindness in the future. Things were set in stone before you were old enough to argue about them. You were telling yourself things I never said. Every time you said you were too much or not enough. I'm also getting rid of that voice in your house. Remember things from the past that are coming back to you now. Things that you thought you had buried will come back to you out of the blue. If it happens in the middle of a normal afternoon, don't freak out. There's no reason for me to hurt you again. What's being brought to the surface is being taken out so it can go. When something is hidden, it doesn't get better. Allow it to show up. Give it up. Do not fight the becoming empty. After this clearing, there will be a stillness that might make you feel. You'll miss something when it's quiet because you've been used to noise for so long. It's not. Often, the sound of silence means that a job is done. It's not abandonment when the room is finally quiet. That's the end of it. I don't leave a house empty while it's still being cleaned, and I'm almost done. It's been a while since you asked me for change. This is the start of change, not fireworks. Not a sudden change that makes everyone who didn't believe you pay attention. It looks like a load is going down. It looks like a bad habit is moving on. It looks like the kind of night where you finally sleep through the night and can't remember what was different. That's the change. It has begun. Say it out loud. I receive it if your heart is open to what I am doing. Listen to why the clearing was important. It's not my style to add new provisions to old chaos. I never put something valuable in a room that isn't big enough to hold it. In the past few months, everything I've done has been to get ready for a delivery, which is coming up soon. Someone named Obed Edom lived. What came to his door, he didn't ask for. No one else was willing to take my presence at his house, so I stayed there. Over the next 3 months, everything he owned started to get better. His land, his house, and his name. He didn't do anything smart. He just made room for what I put with him. It wasn't a burden to him. That's the whole lesson. Make room for what I put down, and don't be angry about it. Something that won't be short-term is being set up in your house. You've had things come and go quickly in the past, which taught you not to hold on to things too tightly. I get why you learned that, but this is different. The things I'm putting in your life are strong and will last. It takes longer to build things that last. That's the only reason we have to wait. You've thought about why some seasons take so long, why the prayers you said years ago are only now starting to work. I was never slow to hear you. It was because I wouldn't give you something that would break as soon as you touched it. I'd rather you wait for what stays than get what goes quickly. I've been getting stronger at everything I've put off. Between getting ready and receiving, there is a stage that you are in right now. At this point, things don't look different, but they have changed. The work is being done in the background and hasn't come to light yet. Most people give up at this point because they can see that nothing has happened. Your eyes are the last ones to know. Don't follow them. Something is coming to your house, and you need to trust it before it gets there. Afterward. Trust that comes after proof isn't trust at all. It's math. What I want from you is older and easier than that. Please know that each seed you plant will grow into a torch that lights the way for someone else. You don't just give to a channel when you click on the link in the pinned comment and buy a coffee, make a donation, or join our community. You are giving to this work. Your actions are helping God save souls who have lost their way. You can move heaven with your willing voice, but it grows with kind hearts. I want you to do something about something you can't see yet. My child, I want you to give some of what you have, something real, to the altar of this work, like putting gold on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed planted in deep water or an offering set on stone. Don't be afraid to do it. This is proof that you trust me to provide for you, and that your heart is no longer attached to not having enough. When you let go with faith, it stays in your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I'm getting ready for. There was only enough flour for one last meal for the widow in Zarephath when Elijah found her. He asked for bread first, not from what she had a lot of, but from what she had left over. She could have counted what was left and decided there wasn't enough to share. Instead, she made room in her hands, and the jar never ran out of food during the whole famine. That jar was never filled up. For as long as it was needed, it filled up every day quietly and without a ceremony. I've never asked anyone to give something they didn't need. That wouldn't show anything. Please understand why I'm in your house. I'm not just making things better for you. I'm changing what you can hold. For a bigger life, you need a bigger frame, and the frame is made by what you let go of, not what you hold on to. When you held something too tight, it stopped moving every time. A certain kind of fear shows up as knowledge. It keeps track of things and says it is careful. For sure, it says to wait until everything is set in stone before moving, but that's not what I build on. Because you will always stand in the same spot if you wait until you can see the ground before you move. I'm not telling you to be careless. Allow yourself to be free. You know for a while now that you need to let go of something that has been sitting in your life. You might keep going back to an old version of yourself because it is comfortable. It could be an old plan or a grudge you have been holding for too long. Regardless of what it is blocking the way for what I am delivering. Move it. There is only one way to open the door. I'm not putting you through tests to see if you will fail, my love. I already know what you're like. Because strength that isn't used feels like nothing at all, I'm letting you feel the strength you have gained. Your strength is much greater than that of the person who first prayed about this matter. It's just that you haven't been told to see it yet. That reason is about to be given to you. Soon, someone will ask you to do something before it's clear what will happen. It might seem like a small choice, a word you say, a hand you reach out, or a step you take towards something that doesn't come with any promises. That moment is much more important than its size makes it seem. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. That's the hinge moment. Things are already moving forward because of what I did. There are people talking about you in places you have never been. There are important people in your life who don't know your name yet. There are plans being made that, no matter how hard you tried, you could not make on your own. Some of what's coming to you will come to you through people you don't know. You're not supposed to build everything. You need to keep the door unlocked and the house ready. You also need to stay open when it would be easier to close, and keep your heart soft when it would feel safer to be hard. It's not weak to be soft. It has always been the door to your life. So you don't miss it, I'll tell you how it will happen. Naaman was in charge. He went to the prophet's door with horses and treasure, expecting a show that fit his status. 7 times, he was told to wash in a dirty river. He was called names. He almost rode home sick because the answer was too obvious for him to value. His helpers had to talk sense into him. You would have done something great if someone had asked you to. Do not be offended by how short my answer is. When you prayed, you had a certain image in your mind. You thought about how the rescue would look. There is only one door left to watch. And you've been standing next to that door for so long that you have forgotten to look at the others. I'm now telling you that I'm not coming through the one you're seeing. Turn around. Look at the everyday things. There was a strong wind that broke up the rocks where Elijah was waiting for me on the mountain. I wasn't in the wind. There was a big quake. I was not hit by the quake. There was fire. I wasn't in the fire. Then there was a very low sound, almost like a whisper. He put his hand over his face because he knew what it was. I'm not usually in the noise. I'm in the whisper almost all the time. That's why I told you to focus on little things. The good thing I'm sending you might show up as a bother, a change of plans, or a delay that puts you where you didn't want to be and next to someone you never planned to meet. For a moment you'll be mad, but then you'll get it. Since I started this work, nothing in your life is random anymore. Women were coming to take everything the widow had left because she owed money and couldn't pay it. He asked her one thing. What do you have at home? She didn't say anything but a little oil. She filled up every empty container she could find with that little oil. The only thing she did to help the miracle happen was borrow empty jars from her neighbors. It wasn't asked of her to get the oil. The empty space was asked of her. Bring me your empty spaces. I can work with that. You can bring your empty places to me instead of hiding them if you are ready. This message is one way to do that. You can keep hearing this voice in the rooms you thought were too empty to matter. I bring you my empty places in the comments so the offering can be heard out loud. You've been sorry for what you don't have for a long time now. You've made a list of the things you don't have so many times that you can recite it without thinking. But I don't mind that you don't have them. It's the empty box. There is more room for what I want to pour if the empty space is wider. Don't hide your empty rooms from me. They don't make me feel bad. The way you see things is already changing. Things that used to be hard to understand now make a strange kind of sense to you. Things that were hard to see a year ago are now becoming clear. If you want the full guide with every prayer and lesson I've compiled for this community, check the description for the Daily Miracle Manual. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says give and heaven will open over you. On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. It's not because you're smarter now. That's because I'm giving you sight for the road ahead, and sight always comes just when you need it. I'm not going to show you the whole way. I've never done that before, but now the next step is to be seen. Take it. Just that is all I want. You might notice that something else is starting to happen. Different people are responding to you. No longer is there a lack of kindness where there used to be none. It seems like doors that were guarded open with less trouble. You didn't do anything to deserve this. A lot of people are changing their minds about you, and most of them will never understand why. I work with people who you will not thank. There is something growing inside you that you haven't named yet, my dear. Stillness is what it is. A calm that doesn't go away, even when things go badly. You will handle something that would have made you shake last year, but you will handle it without shaking. Do not go by that. You've been asking me for proof like this. You asked for a sign. I made the sign out of you. Pay close attention now, because this part is important. What's coming will feel right, not look right. It might not look the way you thought it would. It might not impress the person you were trying to impress, but when it comes, you'll know it like you know your own name. Believe in the settling. That's proof for me, and it's not a lie. You must also be ready to turn down things that seem right, but don't feel right. I didn't send everything that comes to your door. It's partly meant to see if you'll take a substitute, because you can't wait any longer. You've already done that. You won't have to do it again. Now you can tell the difference. That sense of discernment is new to me. Don't compare your life to someone else's. The things I'm doing with you are just right for you. Everything about it, the timing, the shape, the size was made for your life, not the life you compare it to. You lose the thread of your own story when you look sideways. Look ahead. That's the only way your answer can go. I know that part of you is getting ready. You've been let down so many times that hope seems like a risk you can't take. That's why you hold back a bit now, while you listen. One hand stays on the door. I do not want you to be sure. You should stop bracing, please. This time, no one is going to take anything from you. What I set up, I defend. You will not have to wait for the next season to see when the other thing will happen while you wait for it to fall apart. That fear comes from a time in your life that I have ended. Drop your shoulders. This place is safe for you. You have a choice. And I want you to understand it well before it comes up. 2 roads. One of them is well known. You left your marks all over it. You know how much it costs, how it feels, and where it ends. The road isn't great, but it's one that everyone knows, and sometimes that's nice. You've never been down that other road. That's the only thing wrong with it. Because of fear, the first road will seem like the best choice. It always does. It will call itself calm, to be sure. It will tell you to wait a little longer and get more information. Because it sounds smart, you'll nod, and you'll stay where you are for another year. Do not mix up hesitation with wisdom. They have the same coat on. I'm not leaving you by yourself in the unknown. I'm sending you into something I've already gone over and set up. Only you haven't seen it yet, so you don't know anything about it. That is not the same thing as danger. 10 men came back from seeing a piece of land I had already given them. 10 of them talked about how big the people who live there are. 2 of them talked about how big the fruit was. Both reports were correct. It was only one of them that was true, and a whole generation stayed in the wilderness because they believed the false report. Watch out for whose story about your life you believe. A lot of people around you will not understand this season. Some of them love you. They are going to worry out loud. They won't do this to hurt you. They'll do it because they remember how painful it was and can't stand to see it happen again. Take care of them. Do not get their limits. People who aren't going where you're going don't need to be told okay. There's also a voice inside you that has been disagreeing with me since the beginning. It says, "You're too old and tired for this. Your window is closed, and now the good things go to other people." I want you to hear how that voice talks. In no way does it directly accuse me. All it does is accuse you. That's how you know it's not mine. Sarah laughed when I told her what was going to happen because she knew what would happen to her body. Moses and I had a fight about his mouth. Gideon told me 3 times that I had to prove myself. I didn't take the call away from any of them. I let them fight, but I still used them. Your doubt has never caused you to lose the race. It will only hold you up. My child, we've been on a long journey together. Sometimes you think it was longer than it was. There were parts of it where you talked to me all the time and parts where you didn't say much. During the quiet times, I didn't leave. Your words have never helped me stay close to you. I stayed. I stayed through it all. Now I want something specific. It doesn't have to be complete faith or certainty. It just needs to be a step. There has been one step toward what I have shown you before you have any proof that it will work. That one step makes the difference between a life that changes and one that just talks about changing. As you become more awake, know that your help with this mission is very important. It's something God wants us to know. If you click on the link in the pinned comment, you can buy a coffee, make a donation, or join our community to support this work. That way, you join a plan to free souls that are still stuck in fog. Each seed grows into a light that fights the darkness. If you're ready to do that, say, yes, out loud. Learn what goes on when you move. The Jordan River did not move while people talked about it on the bank. They had to put their feet in the water first, while it was still high so the priests could carry the ark. Only then did the ark stand back up. They stepped on something and the way opened up under them, not in front of them. When you move, I move too. That's how things have always been. You would not make it look like this, I know that. Before making a move, you'd like the water to part so you can see the dry ground. But faith that needs a promise is just planning with religious language added on top of it. That's not how I can build what I'm building in you. Help out, the water hears me. Just before the moment comes, you'll feel something. There is a pull or a knowing that is below your thoughts and doesn't argue or explain itself. It will just stand there, steady, and point in a certain direction. You've felt that way before and talked yourself out of it. This time, don't try to talk yourself out of it. You know that it's not your imagination or your nerves. That's how I talk to a heart that knows how to listen. You have become better at hearing it, but you haven't been keeping track. It only takes you an afternoon to figure out something that used to take you weeks. You're changing into someone who can be led. It's not a small thing, and I want you to pay attention to how you're waiting. There was a time when waiting would have killed you. It would have made you think about how valuable you are. This time, you won't have to break down during the slow season. That's not what you call progress. Sure. A third of the weight you carry now would have been too heavy for you to carry 3 years ago. That growth wasn't a fluke. Every tough stretch changed you in a certain way, and I was watching not only how much it cost, but also what it made you. I've never liked seeing you hurt. I have never used pain to teach you a lesson, but I also have never wasted what you went through. There will be no throwing away of anything you have lived through. You will understand why certain things had to happen in the order they did when you finally stand in what is coming. We won't explain everything. I will keep some questions, but enough of them will make sense for you to be able to leave the rest. When you stand in the outcome, you won't need every answer. So, think about your choice before you make it. I'm not going to force it. In all these years, I have never made you do anything against your will. I speak. I let you in and wait to see what you do. The door is now open. Go through. Please allow me to explain restoration again, as you have a wrong idea about what I mean. You believe that restoration means going back to the year before everything went wrong and getting back what was lost, as if the goal were to fix everything and get back to where you were. I don't do that. I'm not putting the old house back together. On the same ground, I build a better one. You may have thought that some parts of your life were over. You were okay with their death, or at least you told yourself you were. You stopped praying about them because it hurt more to pray about them than to accept them. I did not close the file when you did. I said it was paused, not permanent like you did. I'm going to places you stopped showing me. You chose areas that were just part of living a real life. At first, it will be hard to understand why some of what comes back won't look like what went out. Do not judge the new thing by how it makes you remember the old one. You may not remember how big the old one was. When I fix something, it always comes back bigger than what was lost. An Ashkenazi woman made a small room on her roof for a prophet who came through. There was only a bed, a table, a stool, and a lamp. She didn't ask for anything. Years later, when famine forced her to leave her home and everything she owned was taken, she went to see the king to make a case. When she got there, someone was already telling him her story. He gave her back her house, her land, and all the money she had lost while she was away. What she had was not given back to her. The years were also taken away from her. There are hours you can't get back because of the seasons. I keep track of time, not just what was taken from you. There's also a different way I can bring time back to a life. It doesn't always mean more years. Things that should have taken 10 years can sometimes happen in just a few years. Don't be surprised when things go fast. You have earned the speed up. You are first getting your peace back, and it's what everything else is built on, not the peace that comes from having a week off. The other kind, the kind that works when the week is busy. The way you wake up and how you deal with news that would have crushed you will show you. It won't come all at once. It will spread out over time. When peace settles in layers, it's hard to get rid of. In good weather, a house built on rock and a house built on sand can look the same. Until the storm comes, you can't tell the difference. Do not think I will promise you a life without weather. I can tell you that what's under you has changed, and the next storm will find something that it can't move. You'll be glad you learned this the hard way. My beloved, you feel more and more like you own the place where you live. In a way it hasn't before. Your house is starting to feel like yours. It hasn't changed, but you have. It's changing into a place that helps you instead of taking from you. When you walk through that door, you should feel better. That's why we have homes. There's also something that will grow out of that space and go past it. The things I build in you don't stay put. It affects the things you do for a living, the people you talk to, the lives of the people you care about, and the people you pray for without telling anyone. You are giving people who don't have any stability something they can depend on. This message is meant to help you become a safe place for others if you can feel that happening. Join so that this voice can keep making you a stable person for those around you. And write, I become a shelter, in the comments so that heaven can see what is being built in you. Don't be shocked if other people start to bring their weight to you. They won't always understand why they picked you. They'll just notice that you're not crazy, and that will make them want to be close to you. This is a piece of what I'm making. Someone else can live in a house that has been fixed up. What I give you was never meant to end. Some small tests will come your way in this new season, but they won't be big ones. Everyday annoyances that test whether the change is real. You will notice that the way someone talks to you doesn't reach you. Something will happen again, but your response will not. You will learn what I have done from those little things. You might also notice that your wants are changing. You no longer want the things you used to really want them. They are being replaced by new things that you didn't choose. So that what you want and what you're here to do finally point in the same direction. That's me changing what you reach for. When your wants change, you go in a different direction without any trouble. Do not miss the old wants. They belong to someone who is still alive. You are no longer surviving. You're getting a confidence that has nothing to do with pride. Pride needs people to hear it. This doesn't. The calm of someone who doesn't need to be told they're going in the right direction because they can feel it. You'll decide things more quickly now. Have faith in that speed. It's not paying attention. It is clear, and you'll know early on when something doesn't belong in your life. That was the lesson you learned the hard way. It was too slow to learn, too long to stay, and too much to give to something that would never give it back. That season of hard lessons is over. That price won't be charged again. One person climbed a tree to get a better view of the crowd. He didn't think anything would happen. People didn't like him, and they had every right to. All he wanted was to look at someone who was passing through his town. These words were said over him that day after his name was called down. The Lord has saved this house today, not the temple or the crowd. It is his house. And that's how I've always worked, and that's how I'm here with yours. This is where I come in. When I go to certain doors, I've never needed someone to be nice before I let them in. You don't need to change into someone else first. I'm going to the one you are already at. Now listen to what I ask of you from now on. It's not much. Do not sleep. That's pretty much it. Don't fall asleep again in your own life. Failure is not the biggest risk you face. You won't notice what I'm doing during the days because they will blend together. Take note. That's your job. I'll take care of the rest. There will be mornings when none of this seems real. The house will be quiet, nothing will be different, and the words you are hearing will seem far away. On those mornings, don't try to find the feeling. Do what you already know. Moods come and go early in the morning. What I said doesn't change anything. Focus on what I said instead of how you feel right now. Also, there will be days when there is no doubt something will happen that could only have happened because of me, and you will want to tell everyone. Share it with anyone you want, but keep some of it to yourself. You don't have to be told everything I give you to believe it. My child, some of the things I do for you are just for us. I'd like to talk about the years that have passed. It's been in the back of your mind that you wasted them, that you were too slow, that you should have known better, and that other people were building something while you were just holding on. Write that down. It wasn't nothing to hold on. During some times, staying was the only way to win. You didn't waste time, you used it wisely, and I know what it bought you. People you care about are also affected by what's going on in your home, not because they did anything wrong, but because you are the door. What goes through you doesn't end there. When you have peace in your life, they have peace too. People will be able to stand on your stability. You have prayed for a long time for them. Part of how I answer is like this. Soon, you'll look at your life and realize that the thing you were pleading for has been going on for a while. You won't be able to say for sure when it began. I do most of my work that way, in the background, until the shape of it becomes clear one day. When you think about this time, you'll know that this is when things changed. Here's what I want from you tonight. Change how you get into your house. It's true that the rooms look like they're ready for something they are. Talk like you've been heard, because you have. You should know that what's inside is safe when you shut the door behind you. I don't let anything through. I'm not going to say that the road will be easy. I've never told anyone that, and if I did, you wouldn't believe me. I promise that you will not walk it alone, without any supplies, or without being covered. I've been with you since the beginning of time. I'm not going to leave now that the good part has begun. Do not compare this to other packages that other people have received to see how big it is. What's coming to you is right for you. It fits your life, your skills, and your purpose. Something bigger would have hurt you, and something smaller would have made fun of the work I've done on you. This size works well. Please don't say sorry for it, and when it comes, fully accept it. Do not hold it out in front of you to see if it's a trick. Don't make it smaller to keep from being let down. Since years ago, you've done that with every good thing that came your way. Please stop. Let your hands go. Take what I'm giving you. There is less time for you to wait now, not because you finally did something right, but because the season has changed, and I changed the seasons. What was planned out is now complete. What was cleared out is now full. Things that were marked have been kept. You and your house are both ready. You've been telling me to move for years. I've moved. The part where you asked is over, and now the part where you live starts tonight in this room. Go live your life like you really believe what you just heard. If you are ready to walk into it, say that it is done. Don't miss this holy moment of your life's journey. There's a breakthrough waiting for you. To deepen your connection, use the special link in the pinned comment to join Archangel Michael's inner circle right away. You can do this by buying coffee, giving money, or joining our community. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean a lot, so this is how you can be sure you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are meant to improve and empower your life. Do it. Your plenty is waiting. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.